Yo, Big C in the house. You know the name. Fin Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squash the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Fin Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Fin Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. The fin smash, call it Aqua Tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess. What's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained.
What up, Fin fans? It's another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast, brought to you by Game Changers Media. I am Big C, your host. How is everybody doing? Sorry it took so long there. I look so damn red on camera. I was trying to go back and do something about it. I don't know why it's been so red looking lately. I gotta figure out these screen settings. But how is everybody doing today? How is everybody doing today? I got some big news that I am super excited about. A long time in the waiting, a long time for this to happen. Your boy finally got monetized somehow, some way. They let the boy get monetized. I got approved yesterday morning, which is great news. I don't even know what that looks like on your end. I should be able to receive super chats, and I'm going to set up memberships and stuff of that nature. Let me know if you guys can see somewhere on your screen where you can now send super chats. And who wants to be the first guy to send a brother a super chat? You know what I mean? But yeah, super excited that finally YouTube let me get monetized. It allows me to really get the work. And for a while there I was a little depressed about the situation, and I questioned whether it was even worth doing. So now I'm super excited about it. I revigorated. I want to put that much more effort into the channel and really get things popping on it. So big news there. Again, if you see somewhere where it says you can send super chats now, let me know. So I know that it looks different or everything's working properly. Again, I've never had that happen. So, but yeah, I mean, whoever wants to send that first super chat, you'll be the official first person to send a super chat on the channel. You'll always be remembered for that. But anyway, let's get into it. Yesterday, first day of the NFL Combine. Defensive ends, linebackers, the top performances. Obviously, we're in the market for some defensive ends. The defensive tackles obviously went yesterday. There was some pretty impressive performances by defensive tackles, but we're not in the market for a defensive tackle. I think that's the one position on this team that we're probably not in the market for is defensive tackle. You got Zach Sealer, you got Jordan Phillips, you got Kenneth Grant, you got we got defensive tackles. So we're not going to be in the market for drafting one of these very athletic defensive tackles, which Kenneth Grant, I think measured up pretty good to these guys. I mean, there was some guys that ran under 5-second 40, which is impressive, but those guys were 290 pounds. Kenneth Grant's in at 330, and he just ran over a 5-second 40. So, I think Kenneth Grant's just as athletic as any of those guys. So yeah. But some other very impressive performances yesterday. The Miami Dolphins met with a couple players. They'll meet with a couple more today. But yeah, let's get into it. Does it look any different on your end? Can you see somewhere where you can send super chats now that you weren't able to before? Sorry, I want to know if it looks different or if you see a spot where you can send a super chat now. Or if it pops up somewhere for me. Oh, Marcos sent one. Okay, you the first one. Good looking, Marcos. Michael, you don't see nothing? Marcos, where's it located at? It stars it for me, I guess. Beautiful, beautiful, chef. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning to all you guys, Bonnie, Michael, Marcos, chef. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So yeah, I mean, typically how people do it, if you got questions and stuff, I chat back and forth with you guys regardless. But I mean, if you want your question posted, you want a definite answer, the super chat thing, I appreciate all the love and support. So, again, I'm definitely gonna set up some memberships, and I'm gonna do some special things for that memberships. I typically don't go live during games. That's just me. I tried it a little bit last season, the prior season, not last season. But I will be doing that for memberships. I will be going live, watching the games, dissecting them with the there'll be members only members only videos. There will be the little emojis and all those cool things that go along with it. Marco says it's on the Android phone. It's a little dollar bill button next to the chat. Okay, Lombardo, you found it. Good looking, good looking. All right, let's take a look at some of the top performers from yesterday at the Combine. Again, a lot of these guys are defensive tackles. We're not in the market for a defensive tackle. The one position we're probably not in the market for. So let's take a look at me now. Oops. Oh, top performers and highlights from day one, defensive line linebackers. Sony Styles probably stole the show, linebacker, Ohio State. He was the headliner, posting a massive 43.5-inch vertical, best all time for a linebacker. A 4.46 second 40-yard dash. He actually tied his teammate in that as fast as 40-yard dash yesterday. You got Caleb Banks, defensive tackle, Florida, showed huge upside with a 32-inch vertical, 5.05 second 40-yard dash at 6'6", 327 pounds. A little bit taller than Kenneth Grant, but about the same weight. Zane Durant, defensive tackle, Penn State, clocked in at a rapid 4.76 40-yard dash, but he's only 290 pounds. He added a 33.5-inch vert. Grayson Holton, defensive tackle, Oklahoma, recorded a 36.5-inch vert, third highest for defensive tackle in 20 years, and a 4.83 40. Malachi Lawrence, edge, UCF, impressed with a 4.52 second 40 and a 40-inch vert. That may be somebody that we're interested in, maybe the later rounds, round 2 on. I'm not quite sure where they got Lawrence going. And DeMonte Kiphart, defensive tackle, Clemson, showed elite athletic ability for his size. Those were some of the top performers. Damn, my shoe is blurry. Someone that I was very interested in, he's probably not going to be there when we're on the board. Is this guy right here. This guy is an absolute monster. Why do I keep doing that? Jesus. First team AP All-American this past season. Bailey was a destructive force off the edge for the Red Raiders, Texas Tech. This guy is an absolute animal. Pro Football Focus credited the Big 12 Defensive Lineman of the Year with a whopping 79 pressures. The only FBS player who had more is Ruben Bain Jr. with 80 though he benefited from playing 172 more pass rushing snaps than Bailey. Bailey boasted the highest pressure rate among FBS players with at least 300 pass rushes at 21.9%. No one else even reached 20%. Daryl Jeremiah told top-ranked defensive player and number 3 overall prospect in this class, Bailey shouldn't have to wait long to hear his name on draft night, especially with edge needs abounding in the top 5. Yeah, he's not going to be there when the Dolphins pick. I wish. This guy is a true defensive end. Obviously, we need pass rushers with Bradley Chubb moving on. Jalen Phillips being traded. We need pass rushers. The only one that we really got right now is Chop Robinson. So that's a massive need for the Miami Dolphins. Again, he's not going to be there. I see him probably not falling past the Cardinals. Let's take a look at Mel Kiper's mock draft just so we can get an idea where Mel Kiper's got these guys falling. So Mel Kiper's got Fernando Mendoza going to the Raiders. No surprise there. The Jets, Caleb Downs. I'd be super surprised if the Jets take Caleb Downs at number 2. Now, Caleb Downs is a fantastic talent. Don't get me wrong. But to go that high for a safety, that's a head scratcher for me. Arizona, David Bailey. Like I said, David Bailey had an outstanding day at the combine yesterday. He's just an animal. Tennessee Titans, Ervil Reese. He's another one. Linebacker, pass rusher. He's a guy that is absolutely phenomenal. Outside linebacker for Ohio State. He had a very nice day at the combine yesterday. Giants, Spencer Fano, offensive tackle out of Utah. You got the Cleveland Browns with Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State. Washington Commanders, Sonny Styles. Again, Sonny Styles had a fantastic combine yesterday. I seen that Doug is really invested in drafting Sonny Styles. But Sonny Styles only had 1 sack last year. I believe it was only 1 sack. Is he more of an inside linebacker or a pass rusher? Yeah, he's a phenomenal athlete, a freak athlete, but is he that pass rusher that the Dolphins need? You got the Saints taking Malachi Lemon, wide receiver USC. The Kansas City Chiefs taking Jeremiah Love, running back Notre Dame. To me, that's a little high for a running back, but that's a major concern for the Chiefs. Cincinnati Bengals, Reuben Bain Jr., edge out of Miami. It sucks that the Dolphins are 1 pick behind them. Because Reuben Bain, he'd be a nice addition to the Miami Dolphins. Then we got the Miami Dolphins taking Francis Magola, offensive tackle from Miami. Obviously, Austin Jackson's future's up in the air. Is he going to be here next year? And even if he is, he's been dealing with a plethora of injuries. You could always move Francis in the guard too, which we have massive holes at the guard position, at least one guard position. You hope Jonah shows up and plays out this year, but we at least need 1 guard. So, I mean, you could play Francis in there until we decide to move on from Austin Jackson. Dallas Cowboys with the number 12 pick take Mansour Delane, cornerback LSU. Now, this is another guy that has been frequently mocked to the Miami Dolphins. This kid's a beast. I think by the end of his rookie year, he's going to be a top 10 corner in this league. I think by the end of his second year, you'll be talking about him in the same conversation as the top corners in this league. This kid is an animal. He's super smart, athletic. He's just a great football player. And the Miami Dolphins have massive holes at the cornerback position. Los Angeles Rams at number 13, Jermod McCoy, cornerback, Tennessee. The Miami Dolphins plan on meeting with Jermod today. He's another super talented cornerback, but he missed all of 2024 or 25 with a torn ACL. So that's a very scary, taking someone in the first round that didn't play at all, coming off a major injury like that. That's worrisome. So if I had my choice, I'd go with Mansour over Jermod, even though Jermod might be the better talent. Yeah, Jordan Tyson to the Ravens, CJ Allen to the Bucks, Peter Woods to the Jets, Zion Young to the Lions. Keldrick Falk, that's another guy that the Miami Dolphins have talked to. Defensive end out of Auburn. Again, we need pass rushers. But yeah, today at the combine, you got tight ends and defensive backs performing. Tune into that. But don't expect to see Mansu doing anything. He said, watch my tape. I'm the best corner in college football. But it'd be interesting to see some of these corners because, if we don't go corner in round one, maybe round two, round three, round four. This is a very deep corner class. Check out some of the guys that Miami might be able to draft in the later rounds. Miller with the super chat. What up, brother? Good looking, bro. Good looking. Miller says, congrats on monetization, Big C. Now I get to hear you read off that Skylar Thompson was the best quarterback here since Tua was drafted. Oh, you son of a gun. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. Yeah, listen, this is a big deal to me. I can't describe, like, I was worried, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was doing everything. And I love coming on here and talking. So it's not a complete loss if I didn't get monetized. But at the same time, like, you watch everybody else getting monetized. You watch everybody else getting super chats. You kind of feel left out. So definitely excited. Again, I got some very cool things planned for memberships and stuff. Dang, my voice be going on me. I'll be broadcasting the games live. I plan on doing like a Madden tournaments, Madden simulations of games, members only videos, a lot of different stuff that I'm super excited for. But thank you again for the super chat. It means a lot. Bonnie, congrats, Big C. Thank you so much. Listen, again, it means the world to me. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, it means a lot. I consider you guys my family. I talk to you guys probably more than I do my own kids. My kids don't be talking to me. They just go to school, come home. What's for dinner? Can I have some money? That's the basic of our intellect between each other. Jamaican from Zion. $10.45. I like Colton Hood at cornerback. Yeah, this is a very deep corner class. And that's good for the Miami Dolphins because I think we should double dip. We need multiple starting corners. Now, you can like Marshall out of Florida. He was a rookie for us last year. He got hurt. We threw him in the slot. Is he going to play slot again this year, that nickel corner? Or are we going to try him on the outside? But again, we need multiple starting corners. We need multiple starting safeties, especially if we move on from Linka. My voice is just going super fast. We need a lot of players. Again, I said we definitely need a quarterback, right? We need, I would say, 2 wide receivers. We need 2 offensive linemen at the very least. We probably need 2 tight ends, 2 pass rushers, a linebacker, 2 corners, and 2 safeties. That's a lot of needs. That's a lot of positions the field to fix in one draft. We don't have the salary cap room to go out and sign a bunch of guys. So, I mean, we can sign a bunch of guys to minimal contracts, which I think is smart. I think it's smart to sign a bunch of guys to minimal contracts. Because this team's not going to be a team that's going to compete this year. This isn't a team that's going to be able to compete this year. So why make yourself good enough to take yourself out of a top 5 draft pick, but not good enough to compete for a playoff spot? It just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. So I'm all right with signing a bunch of low income guys for the league minimum to fill this roster out, draft best player available when it's your turn to pick. And going about this year that way. And then in 2027, you have the opportunity to, go full force. If Sully and Coach F want to go that direction, you should have a top 5 draft pick. You get your quarterback of the future. Hopefully he's ready to play. Day one. You got $150, $160 million in cap space to fill your roster out. Go get whatever position maybe you didn't fill in this year's draft or next year's draft. And hopefully we do good in this year's draft. I think last year's draft is a promising draft. I like Jordan Phillips. I like Kenneth Grant. Kenneth Grant played much better later on in the season. Jordan Phillips showed glimpses. I think Ollie Gordon at times showed glimpses. I think Mike McDaniel put Ollie Gordon in bad position sometimes as some of his carries, trying to do too much in the backfield when Ollie Gordon is a guy you just give the ball to and let him run downhill. They tried to do too much dancing in the backfield with him. But I like Ollie Gordon. I like Marshall out of Florida. I like Dante Trader, the safety. And then if Jonas Vainaya can get it going somehow, some way, that draft looks very promising. And then if Sully can hit some home runs, Sully's supposed to be this elite talent finder. If Sully can, find 3-4 starters in this year's draft, which we have a first round pick, we have a second round pick, we got 3/3. If we can get 4 starting caliber players, which is a lot to ask from a singular draft. It's a lot to ask for to get 4 starting players out of one draft. But we need luck on our side. If we want this rebuild to go correctly, if we want to rebuild to hit the ground running, we need some luck on our side. We need Sully to hit some home runs. Miller says, what are your thoughts on Sonny Styles? He played safety before switching to linebacker. Would you flex him out as safety in certain formations, given his matrix we have now? Possibly you could play him as a third safety. I'd be happy with if he could shut down the opposing team's tight end. But again, we're switching defenses too. Are we still going to run some 3-4s? Yes. But is that the right pick at number 11? I know he's a fantastic talent. He's an athletic freak. But is that type of linebacker who only had, let's see, I got some information about Styles. Styles right here. Let's take a look at it. All right, Styles dazzles with jaw-dropping numbers. Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles dazzled at the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine on Thursday, showcasing his elite athleticism and bolstering his already strong draft stock. The 6'5", 244-pound prospect recorded a 43.5-inch vert, which is the highest by any player 6'4" or taller, or 240 pounds or heavier since at least 2003. His 11-foot, 2-inch broad jump topped Thursday's performers and ranks among the best by a linebacker in recent combine history, trailing only 3 other prospects at the position, led by Jamie Collins, 11-7 mark in 2013. Styles also ran an official 4.46 second 40-yard dash, tying Ohio State teammate Arvell Reese for the fastest at the position. Styles on field workouts and linebacker drills displayed his smooth, easy athleticism. Daniel Jeremiah has him ranked as a top 5 prospect. Hold on, I think I got some more on him. In 2025, Styles started 14 games for the Buckeyes, tallying 82 tackles, 6.5 for loss, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. See, that 1 sack bothers me. That 1 sack bothers me. Where's the production? Where's the production? His father played professional football. Lorenzo Styles Sr. played 6 NFL seasons, won a Super Bowl with the Rams. His brother Lorenzo Styles Jr. joined Sonny on the Buckeyes in 2023 after transferring from Notre Dame. Styles' rare blend of size, speed, and explosiveness could make him a game changer entering the week as a potential top 10 pick. Styles' explosive showing could lock him in perhaps as early as number 2 to the Jets. So, he's an athletic freak, but where's the production? Where's the production? What's up, Streets? What's up? So, I mean, I listen, I love adding any type of player that's an athletic freak, but at the same time, I worry about the lack of production. But and then again, you got these guys that are possibly helping themselves moving up the draft board. That helps the Miami Dolphins too. That helps the Dolphins too. Any of these top performances that maybe these guys jump into this top 10, maybe that pushes somebody out so the Miami Dolphins are able to grab them. Maybe that drops a Reuben Bain down to the Dolphins. And then that's the $1 million question. You got to hit a home run. Would you take a Reuben Bain or would you take a Mansour Delane, the corner? Or do you take the offensive tackle from Miami? What's your number 1 position of need? What's the correct answer there? I'm not sure I got the correct answer. Not only do you got to worry about drafting the correct position, chances are all 3 of those players aren't going to be NFL Hall of Famers. So you got to worry about drafting the bust too. Which one of those players has the least amount of chance of becoming a bust? Well, yeah, Sonny specializes in coverage. I mean, he was a safety, so it makes sense. If I'm going to take a safety, I'm going to take a safety. I mean, you got other good safeties. Obviously, Caleb Downs is the cream of the crop, right? Caleb Downs is the safety of all safeties in this draft. Maybe Caleb Downs falls to you. I doubt it. But maybe Caleb Downs falls to you. Or maybe you trade back. Trading back's an option. If you trade back, you got safety Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo. He's a really good safety, a really good player. Maybe if you trade back a little bit, you got Avion Terrell, cornerback out of Clemson. His brother, AJ Terrell, plays for the Atlanta Falcons. He's an all-pro corner, one of the best corners in the league. Avion Terrell, they say, is very similar. He's a little bit smaller than him, but they play the game in a similar way. So you could possibly trade back and get a top corner, still get a very good safety, maybe still get a very good pass rusher. So it reminds me of a more physical Nick Emery. Listen, Nick Emery was super physical. I just don't know if safety is more important than pass rusher, cornerback. I'd rather address those positions, even offensive line. I'd rather address safety's like fourth on my list as far as team needs go. Safety's safety's down my list as far as team needs go. I would say offensive line, corner, and pass rusher are much higher on my list than a safety. So I probably wouldn't take Styles. Unless Coach Half feels like you can turn him into an elite pass rusher. Now, if David Bailey starts falling a little bit, if David Bailey gets to like pick 7, do you try to trade up and get David Bailey? I think David Bailey may be, you know, the best defensive player in this draft. Bailey might be the best defensive player in this draft. Look at this about Bailey. David Bailey at the 2026 Combine, faster than Antonio Cromartie. Do you remember the corner from the San Diego Chargers, New York Jets, Antonio Cromartie? Quicker than Devontae Adams. Jumps higher than AJ Green. More explosive than Adrian Peterson. And he's heavier than Von Miller. And then it shows the examples. David Bailey's going to be a problem. David Bailey's going to be a problem. This guy has potential to be a 10-sack guy his rookie year. This guy has future defensive player of the year written all over him, especially in a 4-3. Especially in a 4-3. I would love for somehow the Miami Dolphins to get their hands on David Bailey. David Bailey's special. Mika would need to stay, and he hasn't wanted out. So by then, shopping around him, how many people do you honestly expect to see traded before draft? I don't know about any before draft. I don't see any of them. And then the New York Jets. Speaking of the Jets made a trade today. They traded, was it Jeremiah Johnson to the Tennessee Titans? Was it Jeremiah Johnson to the Jets? Or from the Jets to the Titans? So they moved off. They moved off a pass rusher. So I mean, maybe the Jets do have their eyes set on David Bailey, and that would suck. That would suck. Although Aaron Glenn, former defensive back, Mel Kiper has Caleb Downs mocked to him. But I think it'd be foolish for the Jets to select Caleb Downs over the amount of talented players in this draft. And Caleb Downs he's great. Caleb Downs is great. Romeo Height is also a really good pass rusher. He's another guy that I have my eyes on that you can get later in this draft. Marcos, you're absolutely right about that. He's another player that we get later on this draft that I think has a lot of potential. Cowboys franchise traded Pickens. Do you wait what's that, Miller? Cowboys franchise. They tagged him or they traded? They franchise tagged him? Yeah, I mean that makes sense that the Cowboys did that. I would have did the same thing. Listen, George Pickens had a phenomenal year for the Cowboys. He did. But that can't make you forget all those drop passes and bad play in Pittsburgh. George Pickens was horrible in Pittsburgh. Now he showed flashes. He showed some flashes in Pittsburgh. But I remember sitting there watching George Pickens in Pittsburgh drop pass after pass after pass. So I would have franchised him too. You're gonna have to show me more. You're gonna have to show me more than 1 year that you can be an elite wide receiver. I don't think Waddle gets traded to the deadline. If they're gonna move Waddle, Waddle becomes more valuable closer to the trade deadline. Just like last year, the Bills were desperate. The Bills were desperate. That's why they offered a 1 and a 3 for Waddle. And I still can't believe the Dolphins didn't take it. But again, Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel were trying to save their jobs. So, I mean, it does make sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Again, when when an injury happens, when a playoff team loses their top wide receiver, that's when Jalen Waddle's going to be his most valuable. And I think that's when the Dolphins move on from him. I don't think they move on from Waddle before the start of the season. I think Minka will eventually be moved. I don't think it'll be before the draft. Teams like to see what they can get in the draft. They like to see what they can get in free agency, and then if they can't get the guys that they want in free agency or the draft, then they're willing to make a trade. No one's going to trade for Minka right now, in my opinion, because they might be able to find one in the draft. They may be able to find one cheaper in free agency. So they'll wait it out. And then if they don't get their guy in the draft, if they don't get their guy in free agency, you can call the Dolphins. Who's saying that, Bonnie? Because they at least offered a one. They at least offered a one. They're a damn liar, Bonnie. They just trying to save face. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody else is going to be moved right away. Uh, you know, the Dolphins probably release a couple more players to make sure that they can get under the salary cap, which they're already under the salary cap right now. I mean, if they can trade Tua, they'll trade him whenever they can trade him. You know what I mean? Like, if they can trade Tua. But again, I doubt it. I mean, it was pretty clearly known that Waddle, the Bills offered a first round pick for Jalen Waddle. They just didn't want to give up a first round this year. They wanted to make it for next year. They're full of it. They're full of it. Whoever's saying that's making it up. Whoever's saying that's making it up. The Buffalo Bills offered a first round pick. It just wasn't this year coming up. It was the next year. And the Miami Dolphins didn't want to do that. They wanted a first rounder this year. As far as the third's concerned, I'm not sure about the third, but they definitely were offered a first for Jalen Waddle. Definitely were offered a first for Jalen. But I'm very interested in today at the combine. Tune in, check it out. You got tight ends and defensive backs. This is a very deep class as far as defensive backs are concerned. Uh, we need tight ends too. We need a couple tight ends too. So this is a very interesting day for the Miami Dolphins. This is a big day for the Dolphins. I mean, besides defensive tackles, like I said, defensive tackle might be the one area on this team that the Dolphins aren't really in the market for a defensive tackle. I'd be very surprised if the Dolphins draft a defensive tackle this year because there's so many other holes on this roster. What up, JD? What up? JD, your boy finally got monetized. I can get them super chats, you know. Uh got some big things planned as far as uh memberships and stuff. I also got some songs I want to try out. Maybe I'll let that maybe I'll let the membership people choose between the songs I got. They'll be part of the new opening. Cuz I got a new video coming. Obviously Tua is no longer here, Tyreek's no longer here. So I gotta do the switch up on the intro video, and I got some new songs to go along with the intro video. JD, thank you so much, bro. Look at my boy JD. Hit me with the 20 piece. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the love. For real. That means a lot to me. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. JD hitting a home run right there, brother. Thank you so much. Ruben Bay will probably drop to 11 because of his arm length. Would you want the hometown hero? What do you think, Miller? Do you think he's worth, is he an elite pass rusher? Is he a guy that for the next 10 years is going to give you 10 sacks a season? Is he a game-changing player? Like, let's be real. Like, if I think that top 11, 12, 13 picks, I think you need a game-changing player. You can't just be a good player. You need a game changer. If you're just going to draft a good player at number 11, you might as well trade back because you can get a good player at 25. If you're not getting a game changer at 11, you might as well trade back. If you're not getting a stud, a future Pro Bowler, a future All Pro, you might as well trade back. Miller says to me, Blaine is DE1. He would be perfect opposite of Chop. I mean, there you go. If you're confident, do you take him over Delane, the corner out of LSU? Do you take him over Jermad McCoy, the corner out of Tennessee? How do you feel about the corner out of Tennessee? Are you worried about the ACL? I'm not sure I would touch him. He's not going to perform at the combine. He's not going to perform at the combine. He's gonna perform at his pro day, but he's not going to run at the combine, which is strange to me. Why not run at the combine? Why not? He was supposedly ready to come back at the end of last year, but he ended up not coming back. The top corners are spookies, no really true healthy ones. Delane's not healthy. Mansoor Delane's not healthy. Mansoor Delane is absolutely a top tier corner. I think I think by the end of his rookie year, he's gonna be a top 10 corner in this league. I think he's that good. Me personally, I think he's that good. If Caleb Downs falls to 12, 11, do you take Caleb Downs? To me, safety's not as valuable as the other positions on the list that we need. I think it's more valuable than tight end, but less valuable than corner, pass rusher, offensive lineman. What up, Pete? What up? What up? Pete says Caleb Downs, yes. Pete, you like Caleb Downs? You think safety's as valuable as a pass rusher, a corner, offensive line? I disagree. I disagree. I think Mansoor can absolutely be an all pro corner. If Jermad gets back to be pre injury, Jermad could be an all pro corner also. Pete says, I love Caleb. He can play Joker. I'm okay with waiting till the second and third round to draft a corner or safety. We don't need the drop. Yeah, I'm interested to see what these corners do today in the combine. Obviously, Jermad and Mansoor are going to perform, but I'm interested to see what everybody else does. I'm interested to see what type of talent is really. This is supposed to be a very deep corner draft, so I'm interested to see what kind of talent you can get in the second, third round. Either way, O line or wide receiver Tate are my only first round offensive players I'm okay with. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Tate's going to be there. I don't like I don't like the other top two wide receivers. I don't like Tyson. I don't like Lemon. I mean, they're all right guys, but I don't think any of them are a Jamar Chase, a Justin Jefferson. I don't see them in that light. So I definitely don't want to go wide receiver. Again, my the pick that I really want is David Bailey. I know he's not going to be there, but a guy can dream, right? A guy can dream. And I wouldn't trade up for him. I wouldn't waste the assets. We have too many holes on this team to be trading up. JD said he's in favor of trading down, depending on who's on the board at 11. Because I think a top 10 guy is going to fall to us at 11. I think a guy that's supposed to go in the top 10 is going to fall to us at 11 because somebody's gonna cause themselves to move up after this combine or after their pro day. Somebody's going to jump somebody that they shouldn't have jumped. So I think we're going to get somebody that we shouldn't have get, but they're going to fall to us. And depending on who that player is, you might have to pull the trigger. But it also might be worth it to trade back, especially, if you can get some capital for next year's draft. Now, I think we're going to be bad enough this year that we're not going to really need help to get to the top of the draft to get a quarterback. But any ammunition you have to move up next year, just in case, I think you got to grab. I think you got to grab because you cannot walk away from the 2027 NFL draft and not have your quarterback. You can't do it. And you better make sure you get the guy that you want. You better not let a guy fall to you and be like, all right, we'll take who's left. No, you need to have your ammunition and go get the guy that you want. Not whoever's left. Well, you guys took this guy. You guys took this guy. We'll take who's left. No, you got to be able to go up and get the one that you want. Big C, how do you feel about Akeem Mesdor? He'll be a 25-year-old rookie, but he has the production. Yeah, 25 is so old, man. 25 is old for a rookie. You got to think by the time he really gets his footing, he's 26, 27. Again, has he been playing football all those years too? Does he still have that mileage on him? Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. 25 is old, you know what I mean? Like that's a year older than Devon Achane is right now. And Achane's got 3 years in the league. Big C, there reports that Bleacher Report that they are saying that the Cowboys and Packers are willing to give up a 3rd round pick this year and a 5th with a 2nd next year for Minka. If they're willing to give that up, the Dolphins should hop on that. If they're willing to give up a 3rd and a 5th this year and a 2nd next year, why wouldn't you jump all over that? Why wouldn't you jump all over that? There's too much value there not to. Again, Minka don't even want to be here. And by the time we're ready to compete, Minka's going to be 30 years old. I think he's already lost a step. Now, he didn't play bad last year, but I mean, he was all right last year. He wasn't bad. I don't know if he was like great. I wanted to call him great. I would definitely take that deal. I'm staying away from David Bailey. He reminds me way too much of Chop. I disagree. We're gonna start doing the mocks. When is the draft? When's free agency? We'll start doing mocks. We'll start doing roster breakdowns. When is the draft? When is free agency? March 11th. So yeah, let us get through free agency, then we'll start mock drafting. We'll see who people pick up. That'll affect the mock drafts quite a bit. So let us get through free agency, and we'll start mock drafts. Monday's show, we'll start going over. Well, I'll figure out a position for us to go over. And we'll start breaking down some of these positions in the NFL draft. So start Monday. P says we need to trade Waddle, HN, and keep Fitzpatrick. You're tripping. You want to keep the oldest of the bunch. You keep HN, you trade Waddle, you trade Fitzpatrick. P, you're tripping, brother. P, I finally got monetized, which is a great thing. I've been fighting. It took me extra 6 months than it should have, but finally got monetized. You're loud and wrong, bro. No, I'm definitely not wrong. You want to keep the oldest player of the three, the one player that definitely don't want to be here. Minka don't want to be here. I haven't, Miller. You know my thoughts on Tua. I take that full cap hit this year. If it's possible, I take that full cap hit this year. I don't want to deal with Tua no more after the season. There you go, Pete. Yo.
What up, Big C? You can hear me?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Hey, congratulations on that, man. You said you
Yeah.
got monetized. Good stuff on that. Before I come up and cook you on why you're loud and wrong, I do want to tell you, congratulations. Nice stuff.
Thank
And
you.
keep it going, man. Keep it going. Consistency is key, man. You guys, all of you guys are great in your own beautiful ways. But
Yeah.
you're the one. You said I'm tripping, right? Why
Yep.
did you say I was tripping, Big C? When I
First
simply told
and
you what's best
foremost,
for our team. This is what's best for our team. I know what I'm telling you.
yeah, you know what you're telling me.
You don't see the future. We're not far. We're winning right now.
No,
I
we're
don't
not.
understand.
No, we're not.
We're not winning right now?
No. Who are you winning with?
I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at I'm trying to bet the house right now on that over 4.5 wins. How do you feel about that?
I don't think we win 4.5. I mean, that's
Wow.
that's not a number that I'd bet on, but I don't think we win 4.5.
Wow.
I don't think we don't win 6.
Dude, we won 7 last year with Mike
A
McDaniel.
better team. Mike
That-
McDaniel's a better coach.
How was last year a better
Yeah,
team?
I said it.
You think Mike McDaniel's a better coach? Mike McDaniel can't tie his own shoe, bro. He walks around shoeless, tied.
He got some fresh shoes though, right?
He does. But let's get back to it, Big C. Appreciate you having me up and dropping that link for me.
Yeah.
This whole let me explain why Waddle and A-Chain would be the best things for this regime to realize that they must trade when they have the highest value right now. It's about value, but I also want you to pay attention to when the organization and this regime, they pretty much already told us the core guys, right? And they mentioned the core guys being Waddle and A-Chain. Are those two guys, in your opinion, locker room leaders? Think about that.
You think Minka's a team leader?
Minka, 1000% is a general captain when it comes to being a leader. Not only that, he's a former All-Pro. He plays safety on a position where you can be. It doesn't. He has it on his resume, bro. This is a team captain. This is a locker room guy. This is a teacher. This is a guy you draft Caleb's down, and you plug that tandem in with experience and youth. Behind that, you have one of the best safety rooms in the entire NFL. This is why you extend someone like Minkah Fitzpatrick, because he gets a young roster on that defense and he molds them to be great leaders and follow suit. Waddle, A-Chain, nobody's going to gravitate to that, bro. They're not leaders. They're not. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you see from Fitzpatrick that makes you believe that he's that type of guy. He's a quiet guy. He's not a rah-rah guy.
Do you feel like Jalen
he don't want to
Waddle?
He don't want to talk to the press. He don't want to be in South Beach. He don't want to be here. He's never wanted to be here.
And you know what? That's more so a problem to this regime that everybody's praising so far that I don't get. They're in hot water right now. If they trade Minkah Fitzpatrick, for whatever the case is, they're going to think about using salary cap as an excuse. No, bro. This will be one of the worst decisions this regime has made in the beginning of their time. And everybody's going to excuse them trading Minkah for a 4th or a 5th rounder in a draft when it's terrible and there's no talent. And we're going to sit here and just be okay with that? We're not. Dante Trader is not replacing Minkah Fitzpatrick.
I don't necessarily think that he is, but I don't think Fitzpatrick is the same Fitzpatrick from Pittsburgh.
Brent Grimes, whatever. He's not gonna probably be a starter like everyone's talking about.
Well, he can't stay healthy first and foremost.
So we can't just get rid of secondary pieces and be okay. Like Minkah is not a dog in this league. He needs to get extended. He needs to get a new deal so he could be happy and let them know,
we just gave him new money last year.
Yeah, but you got to give him a long-term deal now, at least a 3-4 year extension, front loaded or back.
He's not as good as he once was. And then you're talking about trading our very best player. Let's talk about that. Our best player, Devon Achane, is our best player. He's not a former All-Pro. This guy is an All-Pro talent right now. You talking about trading away a guy that's 24 years old and extending a guy that's going to be 30 years old. You still there, Pete? Yo.
My bad, bro.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So what were you saying about? Because I wasn't hearing what your response was.
I saying you want to trade a 24-year-old that is not a former All-Pro. He's a future All-Pro, and Devon Achane for you, and you want to keep a guy is pushing 30 and extend him.
You actually think he's gonna be an All-Pro in Bobby Slowick's offense? That guy don't fit the mold, big dog.
I think Achane can fit any mold.
I can't hear you.
I think he fit any mold. I think it's not me. I don't think. Can anybody else hear me? I can hear me. I got me playing on YouTube. I think Pete just running right now, you know. Yo.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm having communication issues. I'm on my phone, so I keep getting calls, and that's what happens. But I want dogs, bro. It sounds like you just want Jags. You want just another guy. Overpaid guys too. Waddle is just another guy. You can find. You know what Waddle is? Waddle is Rashid Shaheed, bro. Okay.
Listen,
you can.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm not a big Waddle guy. So
is he a leader in your opinion? As a number one?
I don't. Waddle's definitely not a number one.
And is he a leader? Does the locker room gravitate to Waddle?
I don't think he's ever had to be a leader. I'm not willing to say that he can't
It
be a
ain't
leader.
in him, bro. He's not a leader. Just say it. He's not.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean,
And
I
look
would
at
lean,
his contract.
I would lean towards the fact that he's probably not a leader. But Fitzpatrick shows me nothing that he's a leader. Nothing. This guy is about himself.
You did not see him last year
What did he do
in
last year?
the huddle, commanding the defense.
He's supposed to be in charge of the defense. He's the most veteran player back there.
Exactly. And he's
still a guy
he's a dog.
He's still a guy that's pushing 30 and his play has declined.
Bro, he's respected in this locker room.
He don't respect the locker room though. He don't respect the organization. Von needs to go. No disrespect. Why does Devon Achane gotta go? I don't get it. I just don't get it. He's got to go. The 24-year-old best player on our team, who hasn't even maxed out his potential yet, needs to go. That's the guy that needs to go. Let's get rid of the best player on our football team last year because he was so good. Make it make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. He needs to go. I mean, I'm just glad some of y'all ain't the general manager of the Miami Dolphins. What are you winning with him? Ask yourself that. I mean, lots of teams win things with all pro running backs. I think Devon Achane reminds me a lot of another all pro running back that won a Super Bowl, Marshall Faulk. I think Devon Achane reminds me a lot of Marshall Faulk. Give the kid a chance. Put some talent around him. Give him an offensive line. Can the kid have an offensive line for once? For once in his life, can he have an offensive line? He led the league in yards per carry this year with a makeshift offensive line. He did the same thing as a rookie. The kid is a problem. And we're trying to get rid of him at 24 years old. We're not going to be a competitive team until at least 3 years, bro. If it takes 3 years for this rebuild, then Jeff Hafley and Sully need to be fired. Rebuilds do not take 3 years anymore. The day of free agency, rebuilds do not take 3 years no more. If you're drafting properly and you got salary cap space, which we will, there's no reason that we shouldn't be competitive in 2027. At the very latest, 2028.
That's another topic I wanted. You don't think we're winners right now?
No, not at all.
Let me ask you a question. Oh, you already answered this one, matter of fact. You think we downgraded head coaches? That's your opinion, right? We downgraded.
I think we did.
Okay. Did you think we downgraded general manager?
I don't know. No, probably not.
So we upgraded there. We're 1 for 1. But
possibly.
You're not possibly. Based on the moves so far, what would you grade them? Cutting Tyreek, cutting Bradley Chubb, cutting James Daniel, cutting Nick Westbrook-Akine.
I think Daniels was a questionable move. It cost you more money to cut him. The other moves were you had no choice but to make them. You had no other option but to make those cuts. You couldn't bring those guys back on their current contracts. You couldn't do it. They were obvious moves. I'm not giving them credit for that.
Quarterback. Do you think we upgraded at quarterback? You can't. That is.
No.
We already. Wait.
Who's our quarterback? Who's our quarterback?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Who's our quarterback?
You're a Dolphin fan, and you don't know who the quarterback is, my guy?
Do you know who the quarterback is, my guy?
Holy
crap! If you're saying Quinn Ewers is the start, if you're saying Quinn Ewers is the starting quarterback, then no, we did not upgrade yet.
Oh wow. No. It's that I've been telling everyone that Quinn Ewers is QB1. I've been telling everyone for the longest Tua is not going anywhere. How long
you been saying that? Because last year Zach Wilson was the one.
But listen, that was last year.
Cam Smith was going to be starting corner.
Listen, I told everybody I like Zach Wilson more, right? I was telling everybody I want Zach Wilson to get the nod. Last year, during the season, I started breaking the news before it started coming out, and I started telling people that Tyreek and Tua are breaking up. Something is going on with the backup quarterback. I couldn't even figure it out. No one could tell us what it was. Nobody had sources on it. Next thing you know, what do we get a few weeks after I was telling people something with the backup quarterback is weird? Boom, Quinn Ewers gets the start. And bro, the man got the start because of what he was doing back door, what he was working, how the locker room gravitated to him more based on his practice routine, based on how he was taking command of the offense, of the weekly game plan, game plan. It was him taking full command, and they saw the plays he was doing where he had the starters looking and peeking and praising what Quinn Ewers was doing during practice, bro. He won over that job. And yes, Tua played bad, but I think Tua played.
He didn't win that job. Tua lost that job.
He won that job, and I think Tua played bad because he was nervous, looking over his shoulder, looking at the big plays that Quinn Ewers was doing. Tua knows he had pressure, and now Tua had to force throws downfield, which were getting intercepted. Why? Because of the pressure and I'm telling you right now, you asked who was the quarterback, and I'm here to answer that question. Dan Marino 2.0, a.k.a. Quinn Ewers, bro.
Oh, here we go.
That's who it is.
Here we go. This guy.
Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is the future. And let me tell you, you're media driven. You're media driven.
I don't support the ramblings of
I know, but you're media driven. I could tell because you don't even think we could. Yeah, you're so down on this team when in fact we upgraded at almost impact positions. We upgraded at general manager. Our head coach is an upgrade, if you ask me. Our quarterback beat out. Listen, this is legendary. What Quinn Ewers did to Tua, let me explain to you, Big C. This is Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady type stuff. This is Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes. This is Alex Smith back to Colin Kaepernick. You can name a bunch of moves that happened this way. This is Matt Flynn to Russell Wilson. This is what this is. Listen, bro. Quinn Ewers. I told everyone this. That's why I love that my streams are still up and they're recorded. Big C. I told everyone this. I said, if Quinn Ewers beats out one second.
No, time out. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. Folks, listen, I got to say this now. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad for you. Don't do drugs, please. This is what happens when you do drugs.
I'm telling you this right now.
Scrambled eggs. Don't do drugs.
I
Stay away
definitely
from it. Don't sniff bleach. Don't sniff gasoline. Don't smoke crack. Don't do it. Don't
None of
do it,
that.
please.
I support that all the way, 1000%. I'm with you. Shout out to you, my guy. But back to what I was saying. When you get a quarterback that goes from third string and leapfrogs all the way to one to the top of the top, that is historic, bro. That doesn't just happen. You know that didn't happen to Brock Purdy, right?
It's historic. He beat out Zach Wilson and the guy that couldn't throw the ball 15 yards. That's historic.
A seventh rounder. You just don't get it, dude. You don't get it.
Pete, you messing up, bro, because Tua lost that job and Zach Wilson never won the job, which of course it opened the door up for Quinn Ewers. Now, I'm not going to try to take anything away from what Quinn Ewers did because he had to do something to get in the position he was in, but at the same time, he didn't solely win that job, bro. Like
He solely won that job, bro.
He didn't.
Y'all keep thinking. Y'all keep believing what the media is selling.
Tua helped him.
Tua started forcing the ball downfield. Tua started forcing the ball downfield and throwing more interceptions this year because he was nervous. He had to make plays. Why? Because Quinn Ewers is out there making those plays. And if he can't do them, he was going to lose his job regardless. That's why he started turning the ball over. Quinn Ewers even said it. Early in preseason, he was having a good report.
You just proved my point, though, Pete. Tua lost that job. Tua got nervous. Tua came out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Tua
had to do, and it was Quinn Ewers that got him there, and it was Quinn Ewers that put him on the bench, and it's Quinn Ewers who's the future of the franchise that the regime pretty much told you the organization is behind. They're playing this fan base. A lot of this fan base is fooled, thinking, oh, we're gonna draft a quarterback. Yeah, we might draft a quarterback, but it might be again in the 6th round. And we're not going to get no Malik Willis like this Bro, Quinn Ewers will have Malik Willis on the bench. I know what I'm telling you guys.
I don't believe that.
What you guys fail to realize is what Quinn Ewers is. He's a drop back, process the field, pass quarterback.
I mean,
that's what we
Malik
need.
Willis can process.
Malik Willis ain't dropping back, processing the field and throwing passes. He's not.
The difference with Malik is he'll strike off running when he see an open lane.
Malik, you don't need to strike off running. You're a drop. The quarterbacks, they don't need to run.
What you're taking away from this offense is this offense needs a scrambling quarterback because the ability to scramble is always on the.
I disagree.
The play, like watch it. Well, this is the Bobby Sport. Well, they said they grandfathered in from the Mike McDaniel. They said the Mike McDaniel is the basis of the offense that they're going to be running. That's what Jeff Hasley said.
Listen, Kenna, anyone that tells you otherwise are complete fools of themselves. So at best, everyone should just sit here and say, I don't know. But in my opinion, I think guys like Patrick Paul, Austin Jackson, listen to me, bro. Jonah Salvanea, Salvanea, we might get a major improvement from based on scheme change. When this philosophy we're running is not that side-to-side gig, I've been telling y'all, a scheme change, a more power up front style offense, we don't know who these players are. We don't, because now they're completely switching into doing something new that can probably benefit them. Guess what, Kenna? This dude, Jalen Wright, who I was down on for the last 2 years, I know you've been listening to me for a while, and we've been together. I've been telling everybody for the last 2 years, Jalen Wright ain't gonna cut it, right? He doesn't fit this scheme. His outside zone, he doesn't know how to pick a hole. It just ain't there for him. Guess what now? But guess what? Now Pete is seeing the schematic change that Bobby Slowick is going to bring to the run game. And now Pete is saying, wow, now Now I might like Jalen Wright because he might be used right. You
They
get
don't
me?
use the fact
Inside
he
the
had
tackles,
fumbles in
and
one
he can
game.
eat, and Slowick is gonna tell him the A gap, the B gap, and if the gap is there, he's gonna sprint through it, and
That
he's
don't
gonna pick up yardage,
that
and
don't
it's gonna work
excuse,
out.
that don't excuse the fact he had 3 fumbles in one game, Pete.
I'm not worried, bro. Tiki Barber had a fumbling issue, and he still led the league in rushing the next year and in touchdowns, dude.
Kiki Barber
What
was
happens?
Kiki Barber
There's
also a starter, right?
fumbles are just an unfortunate situation, and in fact, Kenna, I
For a
believe 2 of
starter,
those games
for a
were
starter,
slippery.
for a
It was
starter, for a
slippery.
starter, for a
Yeah,
starter, right? For a starter. Like, let's
yeah,
put the content. Now, when you are back up and you come in and put the ball on the ground, that is significant, bro.
I agree. And
Significant.
that's
All right.
something you just got, and
So,
that's
so
something that
when
just needs to be
right,
monitored.
so when Jalen Wright came in as a backup and fumbled 3 times, is that not significant?
No, yeah, you can't turn the ball over, but I don't think that's something that
I'm
with this new
like you
I'm
brought up,
what I'm saying,
but
Kenna, yes, it's bad. But what I'm saying is the benefit now, what he could bring to the offense with this scheme that fits his skill set, it's worth it, the gamble, because honestly, you're gonna call me crazy. He might turn around and be RB1 and leap past A Chain, bro. Let's just be real here. A Chain ain't no inside the tackle runner. He can't handle 250, 300 carries inside. The reason you probably thinking he can handle that many carries, I told y'all that I was the one telling y'all he can handle more carries. And I told y'all why he's able to handle more carries when Mr. Pumps and others of the world were telling me I'm crazy for A Chain getting more touches last year. When I told y'all this outside zone fits A Chain to perfect, is because when he gets outside and he gets those 8 yards on that run so fast, he runs out of bounds and he doesn't get hit. So yeah, he runs it 18 times a game, but he'll get tackled 6 times because the other 12 times he made it out of bounds. That's what I was trying to tell y'all since last year. But now if we're switching it up, like Slowick pretty much confirmed, and we're gonna run inside, 18 inside runs, you're not gonna make it out of bounds. That's tackled 18 times. You're not put on the ground. You can't depend on like that's why McDaniel, bro. I can't believe you think McDaniel's a better head coach. All McDaniel did was put his players in position not to get injured. He didn't risk Tua. He didn't risk A Chain. He had these guys running out of bounds. He had Tua throwing the ball quick, not getting hit. Like all of that was designed part of the play. Like that was the thing. Like the reason
You
why I'm
had the
making these
design.
plays.
You had the design for Tua not to get hit.
Yeah, but that's the stupid thing that make.
But
That's why I'm telling you. How do you
HA
even
ran
think that?
between the
Bro,
tackles.
McDaniel should never have played ball like that.
You're
McDaniel
tripping.
should not have
HA ran
played ball like
between the
that.
tackles.
I'm sorry, don't call ball like that. If you have to limit plays because you're worried about your quarterback getting hurt, Big C, I'm sorry, dude. Don't get that quarterback in there.
Maybe he shouldn't have been in there. Maybe he shouldn't have been. But that's not nor here nor there that he was the most talented player at the position. He gave you the best chance to win until he couldn't throw the ball downfield. But to say Jalen Wright gonna overtake H-Hand, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here?
Bro, they're both third
like
rounders, bro. You're acting like
it don't
acting,
matter.
you're
H-Hand looked like
acting
a first rounder. H-Hand looking like
H-Chain ain't do
Gibbs.
nothing but catch dump offs, bro. He was Tua's little
Right.
safety completion percentage guy.
He led the league in yards per attempt.
Oh my God. That guy is not moving a box, bro. He's not bringing the safety down. He didn't scare a thing.
He's scared enough.
They let that guy run.
He's scared enough.
I'm with Trey and A Chain from the aspect of
Thank you, Kenny.
I don't feel like we're gonna utilize his career the way that he is performing. You know, I would rather him go to a team that he has a chance to put his talents really on display on big stage and get the most out of his career and get the money he deserves.
Fuck for him getting the most out of his career. His
Hey,
career's with the Miami Dolphins. We need to
I-
pull every ounce of what he
Kenna,
can play and
Kenna,
every ounce he can do for the Miami Dolphins. I don't give a shit about him going somewhere else
you,
and
uh,
reaching his full potential. He's a
you're,
Dolphin. I want him to perform for the Dolphins. I care about
you're,
the
you're,
Dolphins.
you're paying A-Chain? Big deal?
Yes, I'm paying HM $14-15 million a year. Yep.
Kenna, you think that guy's a locker room guy like a Christian McCaffrey? You
He's a
think
top
people
10. He's a
gravitate to
top 10
A-Chain
play.
like that?
He's a top
Is
10
he a
playmaker in
captain?
this
Is he a
league.
leader of a locker room?
He's a
Do they
top 10
gravitate
player in
to
this
him?
league.
I don't think he a leader of men. I think he, you know what I'm saying. I don't think he that alpha dog. But you know,
Nah.
I get him alpha.
Barry Sanders wasn't a leader of men.
What?
But
Barry Sanders was
Come on, bro. Barry
a
Sanders
locker room leader.
was the Detroit Lions, bro. That guy, the whole city of Detroit gravitated to Barry.
He was a locker room leader.
Yes.
Come
Guy
on.
was respected, dude.
That dude didn't talk at all. He was
Can't believe
respected.
that would
You don't
even
think
come
people
out
don't
of
respect
that mouth.
H-An?
No, this locker room, he looks like, bro, the guy already said he
not
bro,
be the leader.
the man, don't get it twisted, Big C. It has nothing to do with his talent. He's talented for the little that he brings to the table, but he's not a workhorse back.
The
that
little
you
he
can trust
brings
him.
to the table. The little he brings to the table. Almost 2,000 yards is the little he brings to the table.
And Mike McDaniel's and I'm sorry, Mike McDaniel, in Tua's offense, yes, he was that. He was not gonna be that with Quinn Ewers. He's not doing that with Skylar Thompson, any other quarterback that drops back. He's not doing that.
Doing what?
Catching all those passes and catching on, bro. There were times he's supposed to be the check down.
He had 1,300 yards,
and Tua was going to him on the first read. This is
230, 1,300 yards
Tua
rushing on 230 attempts.
How many times were guys wide open and Tua just chucks it to A-Chain like if A-Chain's the first read, dude? This was Tua
I'm
doing
talking
this.
rushing yards.
How many rushing yards he had, dude?
1,300.
Okay.
5.7 yards a tote.
That got us 7 wins.
The motherfucker don't win games by himself. Since when does a player win games by himself? Your quarterback constantly turning the ball over. You lack skill players on the offensive side of the ball. The offensive line was a makeshift offensive line. The defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. Like, come on. Are we gonna blame H-An?
I ain't blaming the man.
We're not blaming him for. I don't know what you're saying. We're gonna blame H-An. Like what do you get?
Shit.
Like what are you
said
saying?
We didn't. You just said we didn't. We only won 7 games. Like he didn't do his part.
No, I said we won 7 games.
Oh, right, Big C.
You said you brought up. I love H-An, bro, but he's not gonna have 1,300 rushing yards this year under Slowick. I'm telling you right now, he's not gonna have all those. How many receiving yards he had? How many catches he had? He's not gonna have that many receptions and catches.
His catches were down this year. He ran the ball. He had around.
It's not gonna happen at all. It's not gonna happen.
He had 200.
So you know what that tells me? When the numbers
If it doesn't happen,
when the numbers look like they dropped this
fired.
year, when the numbers look like they dropped this year, people are gonna say A-Chain regressed. And in reality, he's still the same A-Chain.
Slowly needs to be fired.
Exactly. But this is not Mike McDaniel and Tua anymore. So you have to expect this, Big C. You have to realistically understand what's about to unfold and understand it. It's not that he can't do it.
Nobody knows what's going to unfold. Nobody knows who's going to be the starting quarterback of this team. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
Unless Aaron Rodgers, I'm telling you right now, at the moment, there's possibly only 2 quarterbacks currently available, possibly 3 currently available that are better than Quinn Ewers right now. That's it. You're not finding another quarterback that's going to beat out Quinn Ewers, Big C. I want you to try to name them that's currently available.
I hope Quinn Ewers starts. I do. I think he
Aaron
should
Rodgers,
start.
look, listen, Aaron Rodgers is the only clear-cut quarterback that can come in and say, look, this guy's better than Quinn Ewers overnight. Is the only one. The next one, which will be a solid competition because Kirk Cousins ain't that guy, but Kirk Cousins is another one. Kirk Cousins comes in, I can see that potentially an open quarterback competition beating out Quinn Ewers, but that's not even a sure bet to think to happen either way. But I wouldn't be shocked if Kirk Cousins does it. And the third one, possibly Russell Wilson. Possibly.
So you just said, time out, because I know I heard come out your mouth that Quinn Ewers the next Dan Marino, but an old ass Aaron Rodgers is going to come in and beat him. Busted ass Kirk Cousins going to come out and beat him, or a Russell Wilson.
I just told you those last two. I just told you those last two are veteran that can teach him. And I told you both of those two are possible guys that in open quarterback competition, they're going to give him the business. And if he beats him, I would love Quinn Ewers even more. But if he doesn't, I would understand because of experience and command of an offense. But Aaron Rodgers, 1,000%, bro. Aaron Rodgers, 1,000%, bro. You didn't see Aaron Rodgers last year? All those guys that were making fun of Aaron Rodgers for being trash, they were loud and wrong. All those guys that laughed at me 3 years in a row when I kept telling them, we need Aaron, all of y'all were loud and wrong. Aaron Rodgers would have gave us something with McDaniel, Tyreek, Waddle, and A-Chain. We would have had something. We would have possibly had a division, a Super Bowl. But you two nerds don't understand what real quarterbacks look like.
You do, Pete?
Of course. I'm telling y'all.
You said Zach Wilson was the man last year.
I said what? I said he was better than Tua.
He's not.
He is.
He's not.
So if he's not better than Tua,
nothing he's done has proven that he's better than Tua.
He looked good in preseason to me.
Did he look so good in preseason?
He had some nice throws in Denver preseason. He has a lot of upside, if you ask me. Zach Wilson is another guy I wouldn't be shocked we bring back to have an open quarterback competition. I love to bring him back.
I gotta get up out of here. I got some stuff to do. But yeah, we'll continue this conversation another day.
I got a little breaking rumor.
Go ahead, hit it up.
Tanner McKee might be coming to South Beach, guys.
Tanner McKee.
We're going to be in play for
backup for the
McKee.
Eagles.
The backup for the Eagles. Kevin Patullo, the assistant that we just hired from the Eagles, he loves Tanner McKee. Loves him. Raved about him in Philly. I mean, there's Philly fans that actually believe Tanner McKee has been better than Jalen Hurts, by the way. But that was the nugget I wanted to drop here. Tanner McKee, possible quarterback coming to Miami pretty soon.
All right, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping in.
All right.
You have an easy day, Big C. Thank you for having me up.
Yep. Peace, guys. Again, folks, don't do drugs. Do not do drugs. Man, everybody's entitled to their opinion, obviously. I don't sanction or believe any of that was just said. Do not take that out on me. That is not my my doing. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for the love with the super chats today. I appreciate it. Big things still to come. We're gonna get this channel even more popping. Spread the word. Let's boost this. You got these guys out there, and the rich get richer. They team up. They're trying to create an empire. I still believe 100% that I got the most interactive show as far as commenting on every comment in my chat, and dealing with the people that come in here and watch and conversate every day, I still think I interact more than anybody else does of all those channels. So let's boost it up. Let's invite people. Let's get more people in the chat. We can have more interesting conversations like that. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And you know what it is. Fins up. Till then, peace.
Yo, Big C in the house. You know the name. Fin Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami Heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squad's the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Fin Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Fin Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. Defense smash, call it Aqua Tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.